This week's Torah portion is this song, Moses' song. And I'm so struck by, well, again, in a beautiful way, we're all so exhausted and ripped wide open and vulnerable. And, the marathon that is these holidays makes, well, last night in services, Rabbi and I couldn't stop laughing. Today I'm very in this mood of, deep thinking. It tears us wide open, makes us vulnerable. And that's a good thing. It's a hard thing, and I might ramble, but it's also a good thing. And so when we were singing Mi Chamocha today, I realized it connected to what I want to talk about, which is that the Mi Chamocha is a crossing over. It comes in the Song of the Sea. There's only 3 songs in the Torah, 3 things written as a song. Even though we sing the whole Torah, there's 3 songs in the Torah, and one of them is the Song of the Sea, this crossing over from being in one place to being in another place. Hopefully we all take that opportunity every day to get from one place of our souls to another place of our souls. We all cross over. And then there is the crossing over of the Song of the Sea. And then here we are at Moses' song, where he's about to cross over and die. A long, long life, but he is not allowed to go into the promised land, which is so sad. So there's this, bittersweet. He's sharing all his truths and all the teachings that he's learned from God, and he's singing it to the people. And I've read a lot of commentary about how, song is what helps us remember things, right? The songs that I could name a song from the 70s or 80s or something, depending on your age, and you could sing it. We remember songs, right? And so here's Moses singing to the people, like, please remember these things, because I'm going to cross over. I'm going to leave you. It's painfully beautiful, and it's bittersweet. And it reminds me of Yom Kippur. Rabbi Green said a teaching on Yom Kippur that is truth, that we wear white and we're stripped bare. We're as close, God forbid and God willing that this is as close, but we're as close to death as we can be in life. And we strip away all, what are those things called? All the kind of things that we put on. We strip it all away, there's a word, all the masks, all the everything, and we're just vulnerable. And in fact, the ark, the empty ark is like a coffin when all the Torahs are taken out. We're dressed like in a shroud. It's just totally laid bare. And that makes me think, here we are singing Moses' Song of the Sea, Moses' song to the people right after Yom Kippur. That's how the calendar works. So it's all this open, raw vulnerability. It's quite beautiful and painful. And it reminded me of this incredible book that Rabbi Green read from, I don't know, a day that's not today is how I say some other day, because I don't know, it wasn't today, but it was recently. He read from this book. This is an author, Debbie Perlman, who actually her sister lives across the street from me. So her sister gave me this book. And Debbie Perlman she was a psalmist in residence, this incredible poet that sadly and unfortunately fought cancer. I've fought cancer. We all know people fighting cancer. And so she stood also on that precipice. Okay, sorry, vulnerable. Gonna cry for a second. She stood also on that precipice between life and death, right? Oof. I liked it better when I couldn't stop laughing last night. Whew, okay. So she stood on that precipice between life and death. And she wrote so many of these psalms from that place, from that same place that Moses must have been in when he knew. He knew his life was coming to an end. You choose your words wisely. And so I chose 3 or 4 of her psalms that I wanted to read to you today in that vein of imagining not only Moses' story, but our story. How do we face, God willing, with many, 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 many more years of our life, but at Yom Kippur and at certain times we face the idea of our mortality. We face the idea that there is an end and it's difficult. And here we get to hear these words of someone who was in that moment. So I wanted to share with you a few of her words. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is the first one. So this is her Psalm 99, and it's called Yom Kippur. In the growing light of Tishri, the gate, oh, that's what I want to talk about, sorry. See, brains are scrambled. I wanted to talk about how we speak so often of gates, right? On Yom Kippur, the gate is open, the gate is closing, the gate is closing. One more, say you're sorry, the gate's going to close. Okay, the gate didn't really close, you can still say you're sorry. The gate, right? And so I see that gate as like that precipice, that, crossing over. There's one side of the gate, and there's the other side of the gate. And so she uses that gate imagery a lot, and I wanted to say that. In the growing light of Tishri, the gate stands ajar, swaying gently to the rhythm of our supplications, held open by your love for us. You call us to stand before you. You call us again and again, not just in Tishri, not just in Nisan, but every moment to stand and remember. You call us to stand before you. You support us as we sway. Your strong hand supports our weakness, born of this life's hungers. You call us to gather and stand, crying out our longing and fears. We can choose. Yeah, I get it. I've got those fears too. You call us to gather and stand, crying out our longing and our fears. We can choose, but you must decide what loves and terrors will surround us. You call us to stand and to gather, joining the energies of our hands to the life choice you offer us, choosing life that we might give. You call us, young and old, to the gate. You call us to heed your words before us and transform them to our modern tasks, praising the eternal God. Her Psalm 143. It's called Last Days. Guide me, Holy One, on this final journey, your hand pointing the way, your loving eye upon my face as I seek my new dwelling. Surround me with your kindness, embrace me with tranquility, soothe my fears with the surety of your care, even as I release my tears to your custody. Then shall I find your eternal gift of peace, laid out for my notice and my strength. Linger near, Holy One, through these trials, easing my way as I fly to your keeping. (151). It's called Erev Rosh Hashanah. We crowd before the moment of your gate's release, gathering in the holiness of our multitude, beginning in this moment of beginning, our repeated journey to your heart's place. Year renewer, you bless our numbers, counting souls found once more as we enter the sacred gate to name ourselves before your presence. You number every one, every two, and more together, grouping and rehearsing the human dances. You bless us, every one, in uniqueness and sameness, as we shift and change our places, shimmering in light. We are your hallowed remnant, your holy people. Help us to fulfill our legacy. Bring to this beginning continued deeds of goodness. New year of holy choices, new year of sacred trusts. And finally, her Psalm 147, contemplating death. When I die, I move into your space, Holy One. Light and substance blend into your perfect shalom. And my dear ones speak my name with your name, remembering and reflecting as their tears turn to jewels. So may we use our tears, our vulnerability, our laughter, our emotion in this time, in this vulnerable time. May we use it And, as we build a vulnerable sukkah, as we really experience the fragility of life, may we turn our tears into jewels, and may we notice that the gate is always there. We may not name it other parts of the year, but the gate is always there. May we always find moments of being able to cross over into our best selves.